calling on her to address them immediately.
The county government, led by Her Excellency Susan Kihika, sacked over 500 health workers, including doctors, nurses and general workers, and replaced them with non-qualified staff. We also experienced a lot of negligence to the patients, and up to date, the situation has not improved. And instead of the governor implementing any serious plans she may have for the War Memorial Facility, if there is any genuineness and seriousness for work, she goes on to close War Memorial Hospital, the only hospital which means international standards, equivalent to the Nairobi Hospital and the Aga Khan.
Judicial officers on their part say they were denied entry into the facility, making it hard for them to serve the respective individuals with the court order.
Asubuhi mapema tuliweza kupeleka notice hii ya koti kusema ya kwamba wafanyikazi wa Nakuru War Memorial waruhusiwe, na pia nilikwenda kwa State Council pia akaweza kupokea, lakini tumekatazwa kuingia hapa ndani ya hospitali ili ya kwamba tuweze kuwapokeza order hii ya mahakama, lakini kama tunavyoruhusiwa na mahakama tumeweza kuipaste katika mlango kwa sababu tumekatazwa kuingia ndani.
This came a day after the Nakuru court banned the county government from forcefully taking over the management of Memorial War Hospital. Now, 14 teachers have so far arrived at Kakamega's St. Gabriel Isongo Secondary School following a deliberation meeting with Kakamega's leadership. Former St. Bridget Secondary School Principal Bernard Harunda, who will take over the new principal, says he is up to task, promising parents better performance.
My name is Mr. Harunda Bernard Simon, a long-serving teacher of mathematics and physics. Began teaching in St. Patrick's Sikonyoro, Kakamega, went to St. Peter's Munyas, became the best teacher of mathematics the year 2010, went to St. Ignatius Mkumbois, promoted to deputy principal. Today the TSS sent me here. Right now I'm in charge of St. Gabriel Isongo. We are ready to serve the child.
The move comes after TSC CEO Nancy Macharia said teachers would be posted to the affected school. Now, opposition leader Raila Odinga continued his onslaught against the executive, legislature and the judiciary over the meeting they held at State House Monday. Speaking in Kilifi, Raila said that the alleged surgical reforms in the judiciary are aimed at intimidating judicial officers.
We've seen what was called the radical surgery of judiciary when the late President Mwai Kibaki appointed the commission led by Justice Ringera. Radical surgery of judiciary. And you know what came out of it? We also saw Richard Rao task force on the judiciary. Most of it actually came to naught. It's actually about basically to blackmail and intimidation of the judges so that they can be compliant. There's nothing like radical surgery. If there's a possible reform within the judiciary, it must be done by neutral institutions, not the executive, not the judiciary itself, not even the legislature.
He further castigated the legislature for passing laws without considering public participation.
Now you have a situation where the legislature is now already captive. The legislature imekuwa captive. Wabunge wanapitisha kila kitu ambayo inatoka kwa ikulu. Hakuna chochote ambayo inabadilishwa huko. There's no debate in the current parliament. Bills come from wherever they come and they come into parliament. The speaker decree that they must be passed within the next 2 hours. There's no debate. You cannot discuss a bill within 2 hours. And then they are passed away there without amendments. And they go to the executive and they sign it.
And the National Youth Services called on persons with disabilities and orphans to take part in the national recruitment exercise set for next month. The announcement was made ahead of a recruitment drive set for February 5th to 9th. This marks the first time NIS is opening its doors for people living with a disability to join the service. In the notice, the NIS also revealed that orphaned youth will also be given special preference in its selection upon availing supporting documents. And the Kisumu County government has launched a cashless system in conjunction with the telco giant Safaricom to address challenges in optimizing revenue collection, administration and reporting. The integrated county revenue management system will support various revenue services including parking fees, markets, advertising, property rates and approvals, thereby reducing queues at the county offices. The system will ensure real-time integration with payment channels like M-Pesa and banks for accurate reporting and reconciliation of transactions. This is Newswire. Dennis Asato, good morning.
102.5 SpiceFM, Kisumu.
The following takes place from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every weekday on SpiceFM.
The man who looks at a beautiful girl and doesn't talk to her will end up serving lunch at her wedding.
Aya, City, do like that.
My father has killed a mouse. Will he fail to kill a man?
Ameua panya.
Small mammal, big mammal.
Mtu atamshinda. What are they
How
saying?
are we comparison? I mean, you kill a mouse.
What are they saying?
What they're saying is, my father has killed a mouse. Will he fail to kill a man? Name, surprise. Someone's name.
The name surprised you?
No, the name is surprise.
No, what am I saying? I'm from Nigeria, man. I met somebody called I Believe. So
See?
Your name is I Believe? Yes, my name is I Believe. But that's the short form. I said, excuse me? I said, yes, my name is I Believe. So what's the full name? I believe in the goodness of God.
The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
It's critical that people pay taxes. But then taxation has to have a limit. When you start overtaxing people beyond certain limit, then this is now we call robbery with violence.
We are all struggling, but we don't show. If you're not doing well, shame on you. But you have to say, I'm broke and I'm struggling. We are not okay until everybody is okay.
We are pretending to have political parties. Why don't we just be honest? And we say, these are the Luyas, these are the Kambas, these are the Kikuyus, and we find ourselves in Kenya.
You know, with politics and leadership, no matter what you do, there will always be a complaint. There will always be the assumption that you're either stealing or you're not doing things right. As a leader, don't fear. If you know you're doing the right thing, you've thought about it, you've got an expert advice, do it, then understand later.
This country, we don't need prayers. Prayers is between you and God. Good governance and thinkers who care about the country and not their stomach.
That's what we need.
The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
Revenge is for children. It's for kids. When you grow up, you realize the best revenge you can take on somebody is to ignore them.
I'm just new in politics. It is not everybody's cup of tea. That's why some people come in one term and that's it for them.
Political parties in this country do not have ideologies, whether luring or otherwise.
And that is the effect of corruption.
Any time an offense occurs anywhere in the country, it is the job of the Inspector General to look into it. Whether it's corruption, whether it's murder, whether it's petty, that is his job.
If we have chosen to be a corrupt nation, then we produce corrupt leaders. Everything then becomes chaotic that you cannot be able to change a nation.
The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
Good morning and welcome to Thursday. All right, what's happening on these streets? Are you coming off a thicker superhighway? Let's start with that and see what's happening. I think we'll be fine. We're not seeing any holdups. That means traffic is flowing free and fair all the way through into the CBD. It also looks good coming off of Kiambu Road, and Limuru Road is not going to pose not a problem at this point. So we're all just getting into it this morning. There's busyness on Jogo Road, but it hasn't held up into traffic just yet. And you're good coming off of Uhuru Highway, as well as Mombasa Road, as you're coming all the way through past Cabanas, out then towards the Nyeri Stadium roundabout. It looks good on Langata Road as well. We're starting off Thursday morning. Hopefully we can keep things flowing. We'll wait and see where there might be holdups here and there, and then we'll let you know. Let us know as well. Let's talk on SpiceFM KE on X and keep things moving Thursday.
This is The Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience like no other. The Situation Room, a place for hard truths, debates, and elevated conversations. The Situation Room, witty, political, engaging, deep, controversial. In the room, we have C.T. Muga, researcher, academic, seasoned political observer, a fountain of wisdom in these politically uncertain times. Ndu Okoh, Nigerian by birth, Kenyan by choice, communications expert, Pan-Africanist, a truth seeker and believer in people power, and Eric Latiff, agent provocateur, the man in the chair, seasoned journalist, news hound, a man who believes in punching up, not down. This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Thursday, Kenya's biggest conversation kicks off now. How are you doing? It's the 25th of January and still a week left in the month, isn't it? As we're getting into it, Karibu Sana, here we are. And you ask, am I by myself? No. Well, we'll see things trickling in as we get into the morning. Hope you're doing well. Ndu here with you. Wait for things to happen. Okay, so as we're getting into it this morning, let's have a look at the conversations that we'll be having today. All right. It is Justice Thursday, and let's start from what's happening at 9 a.m. Honorable Justice Kanyi Kimondo, who is the chairperson of the Committee on Operationalization of Judiciary Desks at Huduma Centers, will be with us here at 9. And we'll be talking about why the judiciary is setting up desks at Huduma Centers. All right. World Neglected Tropical Diseases Day. There's a day for that, did you know? And we're going to be talking about that day with Michael Ofire and Wycliffe Peter Omondi. That conversation comes in at 8 a.m. And finally, at 7 a.m. this morning, the politics of the Mount. Which way Kiambu County? Damaris Waiganjo is the women lead Jubilee Party, and we'll be looking at the intrigues around all of that and exactly what is happening and how we should be getting into those conversations moving forward. All right, so here we are. And as we get into those conversations this morning, join us. Our live streams are up on YouTube, on Facebook, and you can get into those conversations with us this morning. All right, in a short while, we'll say hello to you. And as we get into it, also look at what is happening in the headlines. We'll take a look at traffic in a short while, and then we'll come back and continue with that. Rather, we'll take a look at the weather in a short while and continue with those conversations this morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
If a lion shows you its teeth, it doesn't mean it likes you.
It doesn't mean it likes you. It won't start.
A liar calls as witness one who is either dead or far away. Say it in
Ben low, ninta, yeninter, ayu markati kadikta. You know this character called liar. He has disturbed people. So when you tell him who are your witnesses, he will take you to a place where it is difficult to verify.
For someone like me who sweats a lot, I cannot survive there. Sweating is biblical. And you must blame it on Adam, not because Adam messed up and he was told, "No, you fellow, you, by the sweat of your brow, thou shalt eat."
The Situation.
The weather with Spice
in
FM.
Nairobi, highs of 25 and we'll soon see lows of 16. 13 will be the low in a partly cloudy Nakuru, going to highs of 27. We'll see highs of 27 in a partly cloudy Nyeri at 12. And in Eldoret, it's 11 degrees and mostly cloudy. We'll see highs of 25 and lows of 11. It's partly cloudy in Mombasa at 25 with highs of 32. And Malindi will go to highs of 32. It's currently cloudy at 26. Kisumu is clear at 19 with highs of 29 and we'll see highs of 29 as well. In a partly cloudy Kakamega at 17. Mostly clear conditions at 19 in Kampala with highs of 28, and into Dar es Salaam we'll see highs of 31 where it's mostly cloudy at 27. Johannesburg is cloudy at 15 with highs of 27, and we're looking into a sunny Mogadishu at 25 today with highs of 33. 25 will be the high in a clear Addis Ababa currently at 9. Lagos is clear at 27. We'll see highs of 35 and we'll see highs of 32 in a mostly clear Kinshasa at 23. Beijing is sunny at 3 degrees Thursday afternoon, highs of 5 and lows of -3. And we're looking at cloudy conditions in Paris at 10 with highs of 13. London is cloudy at 6 with highs of 13. And New York at 6 is cloudy. Wednesday night coming into Thursday, highs of 7 and lows of 5.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
You started the show at 4:45.
When you people were drinking tea and merrymaking with your ancestors, what did you think was going to happen when it's after? In fact, Ednah, just come and hold me, because if I vex this morning, they won't like me.
Hello, dude.
Ednah has given me permission
How are you
to be
doing,
angry.
dude?
Abi?
I like your hair.
I beg, leave me, Joe. Is it my hair today that you've seen that you like?
Even yesterday, by the way.
Why are you limiting it? Even the day before.
Yeah, yesterday your hair was really, really looking good. In fact, somebody commented. You didn't see? And they were asking for the plug. Hashtag hair by hashtag styling by.
In fact, thank you very much. Ednah has said.
And Ndu has Ednah has a very nice jacket.
Oh,
City.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely.
People should apologize.
We are sorry.
In fact, absolutely, completely.
Will you do it again?
No.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking if we will apologize again.
This behavior that you have displayed this morning, will you do it again?
By the way, let's not amplify it so much. It's a small matter.
Escapism.
You know, between us, these are non-issues.
Ati wanapiga kelele sasa. Who's online, do? Who's online?
Let me find them.
Say hello.
Desmond says good morning. Osiep na mbarikiwe hadi huku kwa jirani.
Kwa jirani.
Huku
ni kuzuri.
Okay, Deep State says he finally downloaded the Maramoja app after listening to CT yesterday. There you go, CT. Because of you, somebody has downloaded the app.
Very good.
Don Salbo says January has refused to go. What do we have to do to get this month to actually end?
Stay alive. It's not complicated.
Stella says, good morning, Spice. Says Eric Ndumuga, Dallas representing. Good morning, Team Spice. Is there any control over the shilling losing its value? I wonder where we're headed. I know, all in wonderment.
We're headed to its true value.
Good morning, the Super Trio. Its true value. This way and that way. Jeffrey Mogaka says, good morning. Super Trio, pass my regards to the super producer, Ednah. Have a wonderful day in our Penda Water. Evans Ntabo says, good morning to you all. Tuned in from Bonnie Lake, Washington. Good morning, fellow Kenyans. Joe Mungai says, the new term femicide is misleading. Kenya is simply becoming a safe haven for criminals. Criminals don't care who they hurt or kill. Oy. Willis Coy says he's waiting for the top right-hand corner in teal green. Good morning, good people watching from Meru, welcoming our beloved president and DP Gachagua for their 3-day visit. They're coming.
To Meru?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a peace mission or is it an inspection of development projects?
Who knows?
Okay.
Bang in the middle of the paper. Willis Coy has been listening to you.
Bang in the middle.
Willis, you made my morning. Why lie? Sir George Gashoiri says, good morning, Ndu City and Eric. Thankful for Justice Thursday and every day that brings the promise of new beginnings, fresh starts and life to live.
Yes.
Indeed. Sebit says, good morning. Kiongozi Omosh is also tuned in this morning. Robert, Emmanuel, Jennifer, and Gore, we see you. Cash Bish, it's been a minute. Alex Mna is also here. Kiongozi, yes. Desmond, Paul Momanyi, and Patrick Washigio. Andrew Mark is also tuned in, as well as Wiki Aarons. We see all of you this morning. Karibu Sana, and thanks for joining us.
All right. Today. Including the future governor of Nyamira, Kaiser. Obed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bwana Muga.
Yes, please.
The Kingdom of Morocco.
The Kingdom of Morocco.
That's where the proverbs are coming from today.
Yes.
Hala.
Do you know? Let's talk a little bit about kingdoms, okay?
Okay.
In 788, that is the year, not 1978, 788.
788.
Yes.
What? AD,
AD, chief.
Okay.
Okay. There was a dynasty that ruled this country that we now refer to as Morocco. It was called the Idris dynasty. They went on. Then in 1631, now we're in 1631, there was the Alawi dynasty. Okay? Then this went on. By the way, you know the usual things, little scrap here, little scrap here, nini.
Small issues.
Then, of course, all these wonderful people who like colonizing, others came in. And on 30th March 1912, a protectorate was established. Okay? However, what is not known by most people, Morocco got its independence. Now, you're going to ask, who did they get it from?
From the dynasties?
Yeah, French. The dynasties. By the time they become protectorate, dynasties had been told to sit down in a corner somewhere. Yes, and just be called by name, but we're the ones who are going to tell you what to do. 1956 is when they got the independence.
So for how long had the French been here?
From around 1912.
Okay.
Yes. Remember, it started off, these things begin with someone wanting to trade. Then they get a foothold. And before you know it,
they
occupy. And then some other country also has a portion because it was huge. And in those days,
and then they go to Berlin and they are formally given.
They went to Berlin, they agreed. And remember, Berlin, they had agreed a century before. Okay? So it was okay.
They agreed, you guys,
you can take this one. You Spaniards sit aside, let these guys take over.
And then you guys can go into Tunisia. And then...
this small pocket of Sahrawis who you will talk about you later. Decided, no, we can talk for ourselves. We don't need to talk for us.
Okay.
But they have a population of 38 million.
All right.
Okay. There is no queue at the gate of patience.
There is no queue at the gate of patience?
Yes.
Why? Nobody is patient enough to queue.
People. There are people, but there's no queue.
What would that mean?
People who are patient are not many.
Yes, there are not many. There are not many. Most people are impatient.
Okay.
That is the verdict.
Okay. Let us hear how this one will be interpreted by the people.
It will be good.
Yes. Hi, headlines, Tafadali.
On the front page of the Standard this morning, what shilling's free fall means. The deep decline in the value of the shilling is causing negative ripples throughout the country's economy. Consumer goods prices are skyrocketing, public debt is rising, government interventions are yet to bear fruit, and as the local currency shoots for 170 against the US dollar, Kenyans are asking, where will it stop? Where can we get off? In Bosbas in Nakuru County, Senator Keroche wants Governor Kihika removed.
All right.
And she had a presser yesterday and was not shy.
Not mincing her words.
No.
What is the problem with
Nakuru Senator tells MCAs to initiate impeachment, not just registering her displeasure, but going as far as saying remove her for allegedly violating the Constitution, citing War Memorial Hospital raid. We'll look into that.
Okay.
Inside mind of an online predator, looking at some of the things that are happening. What started as an online chit-chat between strangers ended tragically for Rita Waeni. How should you avoid such predators? The indomitable Lions of Cameroon survive and make it through to the round of 16. On the Daily Nation, why Raila party meeting aborted? Okay. Below that, quit or forced out state agency boss at the center of edible oil scandals leaves. In January 2021, Pamela Mutua was appointed managing director of the Kenya National Trading Corporation, a once dormant state agency whose fortunes changed with the new government that handed it a 24 billion shilling kitty.
Yeah.
A 16.5 billion edible oils deal imploded into a scam that has ensnared top officials, and we see that Pam is out.
Oh, yeah.
Civil servants risk pay freeze over wealth forms. Public Service Commission warns over 10,000 employees hired by government agencies last year will not be paid their salaries until they comply with the statutory requirements to file wealth declaration reports. You don't file, we don't pay you. Tell us how much you're worth or go and sit down in the back. Now, there is a problem for asthma patients in the country. The inhaler that they use to maintain their breathing and to make sure that those particles that enter through the breathing channel don't cause issues, those inhalers, those specific ones, are out of stock in the country.
There are very many varieties.
It's been out
all
of stock.
Of them.
But no, this particular one...
It's called whom?
Ventolin. Is out of stock, and it's been out of stock since
It's the main
October.
one.
It's the main one.
Yeah, it's mostly used as Berotech. There are others.
But most people rely on Ventolin.
They do. It is actually cheaper than Berotech.
And so now they're forced to buy the locally costly... they're forced to buy the costly alternatives.
Well...
Workers asked state to abandon IMF. They said this IMF that's coming and telling you people to do all these things that are causing us problems. You leave them alone.
Are not happy.
Surely.
IMF are not the problem.
No, abandon IMF.
Yeah, they're just contributors.
So then we can see who the problem really is. Elimination. It's process of elimination. I do the headline for the Business Daily.
Yes.
Debt chief exits treasury after Eurobond fallout. There's a gentleman called Dr. Harun Sirima. This man has been at the helm of our financial and monetary and fiscal sectors for a long time. The Kenya Kwanza government is parting ways with the Director General in charge of debt management at the Treasury, Harun Sirima, amid escalating debt sustainability concerns that have forced the Exchequer to retreat on a plan to buy $300 million of the 2 billion Eurobond back. The former CBK deputy governor, who's been at the helm of the debt management unit since June 2018, confirmed his exit without divulging details surrounding his departure. When he was contacted, he said, "My tour of public duty has come to an end. I need to give way to young blood. I have a couple of months to go, awaiting recruitment of a new Director General. The Public Service Commission has already advertised that position and says, 'Come ye forth and serve thine country.'" Shilling in rare upturn records biggest gain in 3 years. The Kenya shilling yesterday was Tuesday. Gained at the fastest Wednesday. The Kenya shilling on Tuesday gained at the fastest pace in 3 years against the US dollar after it added 0.73% value to trade at 160.19 compared to 161.36 on Monday. This marked a surprise shift from a long-running depreciation trend that saw the local currency shed more than 26% of its value last year. Hey. At some point, the Kenya shilling was trading at Kedo 100 like this. During COVID, it was a Kedo 100. Now, it is 160. Higher. Ticker headlines: vehicles sale frozen over NTSA shift hitch. Second-hand car dealers are grappling with strained cash flow amid hitches in making logbook transfers on the NTSA portal after the agency transferred systems to eCitizen. You see what's happening? So for a long time, you want to purchase a vehicle, that whole transaction, you go onto the eTIMS it's called eTIMS, for NTSA. I think something like that.
Is eTIMS for NTSA?
The NTSA portal is called, all right? So you go into that NTSA portal. If they have a pay bill, you make a transaction, you pay onto that pay bill of theirs. Right? Now government says all money go into 222.
Oh, the one government super duper pay.
Yes. Now, because of that, moving from the NTSA, Meshindo, now their system has collapsed. So you're buying a vehicle from me, or all these vehicles that are being imported, you need to purchase, you need to go onto the portal so that you can make the transfer of ownership. Now it's not happening because, the system, it's not systeming.
We want our own.
The system. Banks defying dirty cash laws risk fines. Banks and other financial institutions and their employees face steep financial penalties of up to 20 million shillings if they fail to comply with the recently amended anti-money laundering regulations. Kenyan tops NSE dividend yield stable. Higher. City.
Top right corner in Till Green.
Alrighty.
Independent Commission. Raila roots for panel to investigate in those commas which are inverted. A judiciary graft. This is a story on page 6. Yeah, yes. Finding committee. Yes, one of these committees that we in Kenya
empanel a panel.
We want to empower a panel so that they can look into this matter in great details. It says meeting between Ruto and CJ can't resolve claims leveled against judiciary. Okay, tumesikia hiyo. Then small caption left. A 2 billion estate. Nyachai Wealth exposes mother and daughter rift. I told you this story yesterday. Okay, there's this lady who said, she's called Margaret Chwea. Myself, 3 children with the late immediate former. Then daughter says, I was asked to sign this thing, but my father is called Odero.
Yes. One of the 3 children.
Yes, daughter.
Said, actually, I'm not the daughter of.
Nope. My father is called Odero, and I know who he is. So, I'm not in that thing.
Anajuaje baba yake?
I think she's known all along.
How do you know?
Or she was asked to.
Yes,
she was asked to sign.
Don't worry, I'm going to give evidence here. DNA had been done; it was proved.
So she had done.
Yes,
DNA.
Yeah, Odero is her father.
She had done DNA.
Yes, it was reported in yesterday's papers. So,
have the other children done DNA as well?
No, this one is not mentioned. In fact, even if you look further, it is not mentioned. Sorry.
So the other 2, we don't know.
We don't know. Mom accused of acting contrary to best interests of her children. So this story goes on. Okay, it joins other stories similar to this one where a patriarch passes away, and then there's a bit of a kerfuffle about the money. This one wants
a bit. Going as far as saying somebody is not your father, or rather is your father.
This is
not
a rare one.
Euphemism.
This is a rare one, where someone actually says, no.
Mom,
he's not my father. I don't want those things. I don't want his money.
They can smell the danger from far. They said, me.
Right. This story happened.
The way to deal with this thing, just like we say, ukiambiwa hawa watoto ni wako. Ukiambiwa huyu ndio baba yako. Those are the questions.
All these things.
If your mother tells you this so and so is your father, don't ask.
These things used to work so well. And then DNA came out.
This is the DNA story.
This DNA is interfering with everything. It used to be very simple and clear, and everybody knew, including myself.
If your wife tells you these are your children, those are your children. If your mother tells you this is your father, that is your father.
Yes.
Don't question.
No, if you have issues, pity. Many of those ancestors are dead. But in an earlier time, DNA was an ancestor. Okay? Kabisa, you asked you told Lani, don't be fooled. These people don't know. You see that forehead? It belongs to that auntie. You didn't see the auntie, but it's the exact forehead. Exact. In fact, copyright forehead. Yes. All right. Then, bang in the middle of the paper.
Well done.
Leaking airport. You thought that story had ended. Please. We're referring to the past. Okay? Can you take a guess?
Of L-E-A-K.
L-E-A-K, leaking.
Okay.
Yes. It's not licking. Licking, is that for ice cream?
That would be fun.
Yeah. This one is the drip drop variety.
Okay.
Anyway, 8 billion sank in shoddy jobs. Kenya Airports Authority also put on the spot for paying billions to contractors for solar projects in 4 airports.
Oh, yeah.
This is the story on page 4 and 5. But the story that has caught the attention of the country, including myself, the story of this zebra that passed away.
Zebra?
Yeah, zebra.
What?
It died of giving birth complications. Zebra.
Got it.
Zebra. Okay?
Zebra.
Yes. Donkey relative with stripes. That one. Okay? Now, there was a...
So zebra died while giving birth?
Yes.
What's the story?
The story is the calf.
It's alive.
Was found suckling from the dead mother. Yes. By a zebra scout in the northern part of the extensive Nkaroni Plains in Samburu. So they called the people who were in charge of these things and they took the calf away. The calf did not know the mother had died. Yes.
So it had just been born?
This calf doesn't look to me as though it had just been born. But I think another one was...
But the mother died while giving birth?
Trying to give birth.
Okay.
Yes.
What's the story?
The story is that this calf was rescued.
Okay.
Yes. Because in the absence of this rescue, the other people who know this food. Yes, and if the calf is around, that is alive food.
Hyenas would have
descended on the calf.
Properly.
Yes.
Okay, tell us about traffic, tafadhali. Senor? Yes, have you downloaded the Maramoja taxi app? Somebody has. Please tell us how it's working, how you like it. So far, anywhere, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, Naivasha, you can use the Maramoja taxi app. You can actually use the app. In Nairobi, you want to go to Nyeri. Na utaki mambo ya matatu. Just use the Maramoja, go Nyeri, come back. Go Rumuruti, come back. Go Isiolo, come back. Go Archer's Post, come back. Or stay there. The taxi will come back. It's okay.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Step up and shine. It's that time of the year to win big with Kiwi. Stand a chance to win school fees worth 35,000 Kenya shillings weekly and instant airtime or data. Here is what you simply need to do. Visit your nearest store, buy any participating Kiwi tin with a fabulous new design nationwide. Dial star 459 star 5 hash, enter the unique code you'll find under the lid, and you could be the next winner. Kiwi, your trusted partner to protect, shine, and waterproof your shoes. Terms and conditions apply.
And there's a little bit of traffic on the Thika Superhighway as you come past Mathare there at the junction towards the city. You will find the hold up now. Pangani at the underpass through the tunnel, moving very slowly. Seems to be the only place where traffic has started to do the thing this morning. Coming off Jogo Road, heading out to Landis, and then Kamkunji at the roundabout. Some traffic as well, and that means that there's a little bit of a hold up. So folks who are trying to get out early already did. As you're coming off of Mombasa Road out towards Capital Centre and then through to the junction coming in from Lusaka Road, nothing happening here. People are moving out into the city, in and outbound traffic flowing really well. Let's see what happens as we get closer to traffic hour. Shout out SpiceFM KE on X.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM,
There's a
Nairobi.
senator of Nakuru County. Her name is Tabitha Karaja Keroche. She has now called on MCAs to initiate an impeachment motion against Governor Susan Kihika for allegedly violating the Constitution. And you know we can't have that.
Yeah, not good.
No. Citing the events at the War Memorial Hospital where county enforcement officers raided and chased away doctors, nurses and other staff, Karanja challenged the assembly to take up their oversight role. She said the raid at the hospital and the cruel treatment of patients was ground to impeach the governor. The call for impeachment comes just hours after a patient who was admitted to the hospital's high dependency unit died a day after the forceful takeover. Mau Narok Matatu Sacco chairman David Kimani, alias Wamadhingira, was among 17 inpatients who, during the accident, was removed to other facilities. Governor Kihika is yet to address the recent developments, but County Secretary Samuel Mwaura has been heavily involved in the issue. Karanja insisted that she is doing her oversight duty, adding that the hospital saga had eroded investors' confidence. Instead of supporting local investors and focusing on attracting more health investors, Kihika is ordering the arrest of the War Memorial Hospital investors on false allegations. So she's accompanied by local leaders when she had this presser yesterday, and she claimed that the health sector in Nakuru, which for years has been the envy of neighboring counties, is on its knees. She cited health centers in Naivasha, Gilgil, Maimahiu and Molo, which remain unused despite being completed by the previous regime. She said problems started when the county administration sacked more than 500 health workers in July and allegedly replaced them with unqualified personnel. She asked investigative agencies to come in. We're calling on the EACC, DCI, and the relevant government agencies to investigate how public funds are being used, as we fear there is massive embezzlement. So there are two issues here. She's saying
there's massive embezzlement Of funds in the county in general?
Yeah, but then giving specifics to the health sector. And then she's saying there's mismanagement and misappropriation as well, where people have been sacked who are doing their jobs, and then you bring in folks who are unqualified at the behest of the governor. Then there's this other side whereby you've kicked out people from the War Memorial Hospital. People are dying. How are you going to foster local investment and investor confidence? She said, you know what? You seem to not be able to do what you're doing properly. How about we ask the county assembly to ask you to, go home?
Yeah. Guy. Yeah. I have 2 quick stories. One quick one. This is a message to Senator Aaron what's his name? Samson Cherargei. Anaweza nunua ndege sasa, acha kupiga kelele. Ati ndege imepeanwa kwa shule. The Kenya Airports Authority has announced plans to auction 92 aircraft and components owned by different airlines parked in its 4 airports countrywide. Via Gazette notice, the authority acting managing director Henry Ogoe identified 70 planes at Wilson Airport, 11 at JKIA, 7 at Lokichogio, and 4 in Malindi, which will be auctioned in the next 30 days. He says parties appearing on the schedule should take delivery of the craft parked at various airports, aprons, or airside areas. According to him, the announcement aligns with the provision of the Disposal of Uncollected Goods Act, which allows authorities to dispose of goods left under certain conditions if they are not reclaimed. Auction proceeds will cover incurred charges during the holding period, and any surplus will remain as credit for the owners. In case of a shortfall, the responsibility to cover the difference will lie with the owners. So you went there, you packed your ndege, you have not come to collect it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70 planes at Wilson Airport just parked there.
For how long?
No owners. For long.
Okay, for long enough for them to say, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And 11 at JKIA. Lokichogio has 7. Malindi has 4. Just sitting there. Of course, ndege iliharibika, ilichoma clutch, utengenezi clutch anymore. Carburetor ilifanya nini? Yeah. Ilichoma crankshaft. Gasket ilichomeka. So the plane is just there. So now you can go and buy. So Cherargei now can go and buy a ndege for himself. Acha complain. Are we together?
No, he wants the roads to be fixed so that people who
so
don't
that he can drive on the plane.
Planes can drive. You
okay.
Oversight.
Higher. On the other side, the government has launched a search. The government is searching for 48,000 students who scored grade E in last year's KCSE so that they can join vocational and training institutions. The government is looking for them. Did you get an E? The government does not know where you are. It's looking for you. Please. Basic Education PS Dr. Belio Kipsang said all Form 4 leavers who got low grades should transit to the institutions to train in craft courses. In an interview with The Nation Africa in Mombasa, Dr. Kipsang, who met education and security stakeholders to deliberate on the 2023 KCSE performance and the unique challenges affecting the coast region, said the state wants to address the case of low grades. As you are all aware, Education CS Ezekiel Machogu came out very clearly that we need to understand and to be able to adequately check cases of children who scored E's. There were around 48,000, which constitutes almost 5% of our children. He said his ministry has advised the Interior and National Administration counterparts on what needs to be done to address the challenge. We want to go deep into addressing that particular challenge because it's a huge wastage. We must deal with it adequately so that more of our children can be able to transit to the next level of being productive to the society.
Who was saying this?
Dr. Belio Kipsang.
Okay.
Our children must get a return from the investments we are putting into the educational sector. He said, you hold on. He said the state is spending 30% of its resources on education to the tune of 650 billion shillings. There must be a return on this investment. So when the little things get 48,000 of them get E's, it's a big concern. And also we're asking Interior, police and chiefs to find out why did they score E and where are they?
Excuse me.
Yes. Now you can ask your questions.
Okay. These grades that were given, who releases the results?
Ministry of Education.
This same Ministry of Education where so they have the record.
They do.
Okay. I also happen to know that if you have a NEMIS number, that number stays with you from grade 1 until you finish
your education.
And when you are applying for that NEMIS number, your contact information, the name and whatever of your parents. In fact, when you go to high school, they even ask you again to bring your birth certificate, and all of that is attached. It's sent to the ministry. You then have all that contact information, address, phone number, The same ministry retains that information. So when they say they are looking for them, is it on Mars or Pluto? Okay, that's one question. Number 2, is there a clear policy mechanism for how these students will be handled? Or are you just saying, stand up and present yourself to the nearest vocational training institution and start doing beadwork?
You apply.
And start doing beadwork.
Yeah.
Before you had said you must have C, at least to even go to a TVET. Then now...
No. You can go even into the vocational and just start at grade 1.
Okay.
Level 1.
Okay.
P1.
Do you understand why I'm asking?
Not only do I understand it, I have, for example...
You can come, we can teach you how to hold a hammer.
That's all right. Remember CBC and the rollout? What were we told?
Smooth.
Just go, Sindio.
Yeah.
People just went. Did students not lose 1 year?
My friend.
1.
Full.
Gone. Because statements similar to this one here from the same ministry.
Just present yourself.
Everything is okay. It's been done. You go there, nada. There are no teachers. There's no this. There's no classroom dedicated. Nothing.
Didn't you hear what they were telling us yesterday? Somebody gave an example of VCTs in Vihiga. There's no building.
And what's this dilapidated?
Infrastructure is non-existent. We're not talking about lacking or poor. It's non-existent. The ministry is aware. See, the ministry is aware of these things. Then you want to now tell people, oh, those of you who scored E, we're still giving you a chance. Just show up. Show up where?
Now, those are stories. You know, I'm reminded of...
what?
Go ahead, no, please.
No.
No dilapidation. I'm reminded of a health center I once visited in Nyanza. Remote enough place, but it was good enough. They even had quarters for the people who worked in the clinic. But one of those quarters had a tree growing in the middle of it. Tree.
Where?
Inside the building.
In where?
Somewhere in Nyanza. It was in Kisumu County. Now, tree.
A tree grows in
the middle. Now, you have to ask. By the time that tree grows, what do you think? I'm not exaggerating. Tree.
Full grown.
Tree.
Not bush.
So, you first think the building was built around the tree. No.
Like the Stanley
The
Hotel.
way the things are jutting out from the roof, this thing was not built around anything.
The tree grew.
You'll be amazed at the number of projects that have been set up around the country, whether it is health facilities, whether it's institutions of learning, that were neglected over time. So, yes, on paper and in theory, they may even exist. But
I'm sorry. No. See, I can't.
What?
No, Sisi, please, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's not like that kind of aesthetic thing that we've said, we can build around the tree.
This health facility had one nurse who was dedicated to just helping people. She had 2 assistants who were locals, who had an understanding. They studied biology in Form 4. Okay? She was running this facility. Now, it was a center that we used.
So why didn't she cut the tree?
But I told you there was more than one place for living. She was living the other one where there was no tree growing.
It's madness. Dr. Bello Kipsang was having a stakeholders meeting with people from the coast because of the performance in the coast. Okay? And while they were addressing what could have happened, he also says, okay, so we have 48,000 people who scored 48,000, 5% of the children in Form 4 last year scored E, the lowest you could get. All right? And he's saying, now we have told police and chiefs to look for them so that they can go to TVET. It's like, shika watoto peleka kwa college wakasome. The CS had said, it pains me that a large number of candidates still ended up scoring a mean grade of E, even though the ministry used a more flexible system of computing the final overall results. As in, even that moderation did not help them.
No.
Which means that without the moderation, maybe it could have been higher.
Those are stories after the fact.
Now, after that, he does not say, so what he said, what we are going to do is we are going to address what really caused the ease and all this and yada, 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 this and the other. We have not seen a conversation on what exactly is happening to our education system.
Are education officers visiting schools on a regular basis the way in which they were asked to do?
Those are the
Are we
questions
making sure that this quality that we are speaking of is maintained or even instituted at schools year round? Are we making sure that if there is a problem, it's sorted out? Are we making sure that when teachers have lost the plot, that we get them back on track? If there's a problem in the schools, is that being done? You cannot come and make a blanket statement and just say, oh, we would have expected that because we did this, we would have seen this. Are you asking in between? You cannot say that you said we've put in a third of the budget at the beginning.
Yeah.
Then at the end of it, you say we are still getting thousands of E's. We wonder what happened. You cannot wonder. Education, just by the processes itself, is a you give continuous assessment. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
Because obviously you need continuous assessment.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you have education officers. How are you using them?
Yeah.
What qualitative research are you doing? See, let's just...
No. Well, you're on a roll. Please continue. Because it's a simple fact, really. How... I mean, in all honesty, what is Belio Kipsang talking about? Huh? That's supposed to be a panacea. That's supposed to be a balm.
Yeah, you can go. You
for
can
parents
go to
whose children have gone to
Rural Polytechnic.
Just go to
your Kalomo Rural Polytechnic.
These parents know those institutions
Learn
exist.
tailoring.
They actually don't need you.
Woodwork.
You know,
beadwork.
This is condescending.
It's annoying.
That's tailoring. There are no machines to even teach you that
Who
tailoring.
is teaching them?
Eric.
And then beyond that, this is actually a ministry problem. The late Magoha also used to say the same thing. He said, but you see, sometimes you look at a child, you look at the parent.
Some of the things Magoha used to say.
Ugali comes from flour. You don't expect brown ugali from white flour, my friend.
You know, that is an unfortunate statement. That is a completely unfortunate statement.
Absolute
you know why?
Nonsense.
What the education system is supposed to do is to ensure that students do better than probably the capacity they came into the system in.
You should live better.
That is what education is all about.
That's it.
That's it. You are condemning them and saying, because you have a dodo for a father, you also a dodo. Come on, for heaven's sake.
Because you scored less than 100.
No.
What do you expect? You expect that you scored less than 100 in KCPE.
This person's father got 50 in his time. That is handling it completely wrong. It's elitist, it's discriminatory, and my friend, that is as snooty as you get. What on earth are these people talking about?
What are you talking about?
These are lives of individuals who are citizens of this country who have the same rights as everybody else, including these people, and many of these people also have children. Same rights. So you're talking about someone who lives in a poor environment. Okay, you go and study tailoring. To do what with? People are so poor, nobody's going to buy new clothes. They're coming for you to what? Patch their clothes. There's a point at which the cloth is so patched up, you're not even sure.
Where do you start?
Which was what to begin with? Come on, for heaven's sake. What are these people talking about?
No, it's a serious issue for the education ministry to respond. You
Honestly.
cannot say that 60% of your students scored C. No, D and E.
And E, yes.
There's a problem.
There's a
and it's the
problem.
Ministry of Education. Stop telling us it is the parents and the who and the who and the who.
Yeah.
So you poor diet, we know all about that.
Poor diet, parents there.
We get it. We get it. We've got it. It is the Ministry of Education's problem. This, you're not going to say, we know parents have a role.
And then you tell us, because we use 30% of the budget, we cannot have the... No. The fact that you use 30% of the budget, which, by the way, the 30% does not even go to these schools in the first place, the fact that you use that money is enough for you to ensure that quality across the board is instituted and maintained. Because you used that money, you should have that burden on your heart to make sure that, yes, you are actually bringing out a product that is valued.
City, you have to be a story.
You know this thing about the shilling, headline, this one. I told you 200. Okay?
It's heading there.
Just focus your head.
250
working
actually.
With, yes,
200 in
just
mind.
work with that, and you'll find you're not as stressed as you may think. What I like about politicians is that they can smell blood. Senator of Nakuru has clearly smelled blood, and she's realized here, this war memorial story is going to cause a problem. Let me read you a story in the Star.
Okay.
UNESCO dedicates International Day of Education to counter hate speech. UNESCO has dedicated this year's International Day of Education to countering hate speech. The UN body said education and teachers play a crucial role in countering hate speech. True. UNESCO said hate speech is a phenomenon which has snowballed in recent years with the use of social media damaging the fabric of societies. Hate speech fuels prejudice and discrimination and can enable and normalize violence. Yes. You know, I picked up this story. It's for two reasons. That last bit about violence. We've had two incidences in the city. One was in Kitengela, where border riders went on a full rampage and damaged, probably beyond repair. Wangari Maathai incident. This was Monday, yes. This is Tuesday, Monday evening. A similar incident.
Wangari Maathai Road.
Yes. It has not been reported, but it was in the news. Yes.
Again, borders.
Against border. They actually flattened that vehicle with boulders and rocks.
What had happened?
And there had been passengers. Same thing, somebody was hit. Nobody died. The police came to the rescue of the driver, and there was an interesting scene where the passengers were now fleeing also and being chased. Now, those who understand psychology will explain this, and they'll do justice to the explanation of why these border people behave the way they do. We are told those in Kitengela, some have been arrested, and of course they've gone into hiding. Why do we handle these things in this manner? Why is it that a solution cannot be found so that it seems to be a problem? Do you recall a time when matatus were the ones who were known for such behavior?
Yeah.
There was a time it disappeared completely. One saw pockets of it rearing its head. Okay? UNESCO is talking about prejudices, discrimination, normalizing violence. And yet, within our own transport sector, that has been the norm. If you are at a T-junction, or a place where there's a traffic light, the police will allow motorbikes to simply crisscross as they see fit. They don't, and the police watch. They will pass carrying 3 people, they just watch. I have wondered, why is this? The lights are green, you're having to maneuver between motorbikes coming from 3 different directions simply because the police don't seem to bother. What is it? So, are they exempt? If you get to a situation where a certain group of people in the society can do as they see fit, do you then wonder why it is when an incident occurs where someone's life may be at risk and someone needs hospitalization, they're busy trying to kill the person whom they feel is responsible for it?
Yeah.
It's impunity. Impunity breeds and grows. Sometimes, by the way, I look at cops in those junctions and all, and I see the cops have gotten to a point where they're helpless.
And tired.
Because, you see, these motorbike guys are many.
Smart.
You're a traffic cop, so you stop these vehicles. That guy just crosses with a motorbike. What will you do? Chase after him? So it goes. Motorbikes at some point will be impounded. They go to a police station.
Oh, and there are many.
Yeah, there are many. You don't have much of a case. So there are all these issues that how do we, all of us, help rein in our bad habits as road users?
We are going on to the hour. The processes have been started to rein them in, train them, get them into circles. These processes are started and then people forget about it. So we go back to factory settings.
After that incident, was it 2 years ago?
Yes.
With the lady on the same Mungari Maathai Road. The Interior Ministry started all these efforts. I remember Karanja Kibisho calling them saying, okay, first of all, you must enter a circle, then we must do this, we must train you.
And there was order.
Then there was a bit of order. Then
it was forgotten.
Okay, maybe we need road cameras on our roads. That would help as well. 7 a.m., good morning.
Spice up your life.
Good morning, this is News. I'm Dennis Osato. Physical public participation over the proposed social health insurance fund is set to begin by the end of this week now. While the Ministry of Health kicked off online public participation Monday, members of the public will start Friday to get a chance to interact with the proposed social health insurance regulations that are aimed at operationalizing the Social Health Insurance Act of 2023. The Act brings to life 3 funds that will cater for the healthcare needs of the public registered as members of the Social Health Insurance Fund. Now, 8 former and current KP officials were charged with corruption before the Mombasa Magistrate Court. The allegations pertained to corruption involving a 62 million shillings tender designated for disadvantaged groups.
Between the 2nd April 2014 and the 2nd June 2015 at the Kenya Port Authority within Mombasa County in the Republic of Kenya, being an agent of the said public body, to wit a senior clerical officer at the Civil Engineering Department, you knowingly failed to disclose that you had a direct private interest and participated in the evaluation of tender number LP/074/15 for the clearance of debris at Westmont area for Kenya shilling 672,799, which tender was awarded to Chemiso East Africa, a business entity associated with you. Is it true or not true, Robert Semen?
The High Court has removed the name of the late Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Muga in the competency-based curriculum case. This is after lawyer Nelson Harvey, who is challenging the new curriculum, made an application to have the late Muga withdrawn from the case. The application was allowed. Muga had been listed as the 8th respondent in the case, and through his lawyers Philip Murgor and George Owa had filed his responses and submissions. Meanwhile, the Attorney General has been given 7 days to file the CBC Task Force report with the respondents and appear in court on February 15th for directions. In the case, Nelson Harvey is challenging the CBC curriculum, terming it unconstitutional. The petitioner argues that CBC was rolled out without prior preparations and consultations, adding that its implementation will harm children's future because the teachers were ill prepared. Now, the clergy is asking the political class to focus on service delivery instead of playing politics. Led by Nyeri Diocese Archbishop Anthony Muheria, they called on leaders to stop with early campaigns and deliver to Kenyans who give them the mandate to serve. They say this can only be achieved if the leaders put aside the differences and worked together.
Not me, not individuals, not our gains, not our fame, not our status, but the people we serve. The moment we turn around that to make service the main concern and not just thinking about election whenever it will come, it's about can we serve? This is a time for delivering service. Let us all get to sit, to work, to deliver service. Let us, less rhetoric, less competition, less exchanges.
The problem we have as readers is that we are not sticking to our lane. You find somebody deviating from the lane and going to other person's lane. And that is why there is that kind of conflict. Like, for example, myself, I'm supposed to help my governor to achieve the goals which I already set. I'm not supposed to be thinking about being the governor at the moment. No, I cannot. So if all we do that, things can be good in this country.
A fire destroyed rental houses in a tiny neighborhood in Denderu area in Kiambu County. 2 of the houses, mostly made from iron sheets and sitting within a homestead, were burned to the ground yesterday. Now, a huge cloud of smoke filled the sky for a better part of the afternoon. It is not clear what may have caused the fire. Firefighters from Kiambu County spent time at the scene trying to find out what caused the fire, which according to residents left a trail of destruction. The Babati houses, which serve a section of low-income tenants in the area, housed families, fathers, mothers and children. Now, the Kisumu County government has launched a cashless system in conjunction with the telco giant Safaricom to address challenges of optimizing revenue collection, administration and reporting. The integrated county revenue management system will support various revenue services including parking fees, markets, advertising, property rates and approvals, thereby reducing queues at the county offices. The system will ensure real-time integration with payment channels like M-Pesa and banks for accurate reporting and reconciliation of transactions. To enable end-to-end support, the East Africa Device Assembly Kenya Limited will provide smartphones required to run the revenue application used by the revenue collectors. The devices will be managed securely to ensure they are purpose-fit to run the revenue collection services effectively. This is News. I'm Dennis Aseta. Good morning.
SpiceFM, Nakuru.
Okay, so getting closer to traffic hour, the sun is up and things are buzzing. Let's have a look at what's happening on these streets. All right, on the Thika Superhighway coming into the CBD is starting to pile up, coming past that outer ring junction. And on Kiambu Road, as is expected at this time, it's heavy traffic. All that's inbound is trying to get towards Muthaiga Square. It's also busy on Limuru Road, coming in from Muthaiga. That construction continues at Karura Forest Gate A, and then heading in, we will see that it will build up. It will build up much more. We know that already. So if you are on that road, you're making plans, now would be the time to leave. Jogoro at Makadara train station is also starting to build up. And let's watch out for traffic coming on Uhuru Highway, as well as coming off Mombasa Road. As you get to the junction of Lusaka and Langata Road, there will be some traffic. So just plan for that as well. Outer Ring is busy at your junctions, Manyanja, as well as Kangunda Road. And then touching on the Thika Superhighway from Kariobangi North, there's traffic and it's starting to thicken. Let's keep an eye on things and see how they open up closer to traffic hour. Talk to us in the meantime on SpiceFM KE on X.
This is the Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience like no other. The Situation Room, a place for hard truths, debates, and elevated conversations. The Situation Room, witty, political, engaging, deep, controversial. In the room, we have C.T. Muga, researcher, academic, seasoned political observer, a fountain of wisdom in these politically uncertain times. Ndu Okoh, Nigerian by birth, Kenyan by choice, communications expert, Pan-Africanist, a truth seeker and believer in people power, and Eric Latiff, agent provocateur, the man in the chair, seasoned journalist, news hound, a man who believes in punching up, not down. This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
January 2024, we are still here. January is going nowhere. School fees is still being paid. Children who have not reported to school, many of them most likely because of a lack of school fees. And even those that are in school, many of them have reported but with arrears. But Kiwi is saying, how about we work together on this, okay? As you send your child to school, they need Kiwi.
Yes.
One of the things, including mattress, bucket, football, hockey sticks, Kiwi is among the things that they need. Buy Kiwi, and you could actually win school fees for them.
Yes, you could.
How?
So you buy Kiwi, get the tin, go to the shop, please. Thank you very much. Voila. Okay.
Shukua.
Hi, Damaris.
Hi.
Here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We've gone to the shop for you, but you can also do it later.
I've grown up with Kiwi.
You see?
I have declared grown up with Kiwi.
Yes.
Yes.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop later, all right?
Yep.
We're going to pick up a tin of this, but it must be this one that has this logo and also this starburst, okay? So when we buy that, we will pop the lid. Under the lid is a code. That code you'll find, and then you'll dial *459 *5#.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
You enter into a draw immediately. After, of course, they've given you airtime or data, whichever one comes to you. Fantastic. Then you enter into a draw. 4 people every week are winning 35,000 shillings.
Wow.
Towards school fees. So
That
you don't
could be,
even have
that
to
could
worry.
be a whole year.
Absolutely.
That could be a
Could
whole
be a
year
whole year of
vacation.
fees.
High school.
Yes.
Yes.
For one person.
Yes.
Exactly. Because all that stuff is tucked in there.
Yeah.
Uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? And then you've already bought your Kiwi. So that's one thing off the list.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. Walk into a store, get it bought, do it today, pay school fees for somebody, step up and shine.
Very, very important, isn't it?
Very.
Damaris Waiganjo is our next guest. She is a woman lead at the Jubilee Party. Karibu sana to Kenya's biggest conversation.
Thank you.
We call
It's
that
my
the
pleasure.
hot seat of the Situation Room. How does it feel?
Hot.
Yeah.
No.
It feels hot.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll be a smooth ride. At some point, we'll offer you some water, Keringet water. We say with Keringet, it is own your richness. You know what that
The
means?
new brand.
Yes.
Okay.
Own your richness. You've seen the new brand.
Yes.
With every branded Keringet, and you know what about Keringet water.
Yes.
It's about minerals. Bottled at source.
Okay.
So see maji ingine imetoka sijui chini ikaingia kwa mtaro, sijui then you go and put it where,
purified what? Is it hard what?
No. This one comes from the rocks. It's filtered by the rocks. It's bottled at source.
Wow.
And so that's why you say own your richness, because it comes with the richness of the minerals
Yeah.
that have the rocks that have filtered it.
Perfect.
Yeah?
I'm
Karibu
ready for
sana.
it.
Karibu sana.
Santi.
CT will welcome you with the day's proverb.
Mhm.
And every week, as you know, I'm sure you've seen, CT goes to one African country.
Yes.
And he's this week he's supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Goes to one African country. He gets proverbs from there that he brings as a proverb a day.
Okay.
He's been in the kingdom of Morocco this week.
Kingdom of Morocco. Today's proverb: there is no queue at the gate of patience.
There is no queue at the gate of patience. Damaris, what do you understand from this proverb? What's your interpretation of it?
Whatever you looking at or whatever you're looking to attain, you should be patient enough. And if there is a queue, it means it is worth it. That is my understanding. Yeah? It must be worth it. I mean, if you want to perhaps buy a home, perhaps buy a car, it takes hard work. And that is the queue. And it takes time. It just doesn't come overnight. Rome wasn't built in one night.
Right.
Are many people patient enough to wait for these things?
No. And especially not this generation.
People are quick. They just want something now. No waiting. Why are we waiting?
The question has to be asked, why do you think that is so? There has to be a reason.
There has to be a reason.
And a good
Yes.
one too. It's not as though this generation have suddenly decided that they're just going to act contrary to what others have been doing. There's a reason why we see this impatience. And there's a reason why they want things now.
But I started from the core. What's
the core?
The parents. We failed. There's a bit we missed. We didn't tell them that, I go to work every day because of this and this. We missed. We told these children, you study, that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And you don't even tell your children, you see, we intend to buy this. This is how much we've got. We're going to the bank for this much because we can't afford this. So you just come home with a very beautiful V8 and this child thinks, voila, we are rich.
Yeah.
We are rich. They don't know you're on loans.
How long it's taken you to...
They don't know who was almost hanging you to get that. They don't know that you don't sleep for them to go to a decent school. We have failed because from the inception, we didn't make them part of this.
That's a good one. You're a woman lead in Jubilee. What does that mean?
I'm a woman leader in Jubilee. It means that I can put everything behind me, including any criticism. And especially because a lot of negative criticism comes. You choose and say, this is not negative, this is positive criticism. You choose not to fear. You choose to say what people don't want to say. You choose to talk about the most shameful things. You choose to sacrifice yourself for the benefit of others. It is not very common. It is very difficult to do, but it's a choice you must make.
Is this an official position within the party ranks? Or is it that because you are a leader in your community and you're a woman, then you're a woman leader and you also belong to the Jubilee Party?
Well, it started with being that I was vying for Member of Parliament in Kiambaa constituency, which is in Kiambu County. Before that, I was working through politics. I was working with the youth department within the party. Before it was TNA and then Jubilee. And then now that I didn't make it, I am the standing MP of Kiambaa. There is the sitting one, but he just sits around. I am the standing one. I run around and stuff like that. And now I'm with the party. We're trying to push agendas. We're trying to push the tax agenda. We're trying to push everything, the economic status of this country. We're trying to talk to people about the gender-based violence, as you can see what is currently happening. All this forces you to become a leader. Even your personal behavior, there's a certain way you have to work, because you are accountable to people who are looking up to you.
Yeah.
I can go to TikTok and make a video, but there's a certain limit, because there's certain people who want me to do it in a certain way. They're like, oh, if Dama does it like that, I can also do it like that. If I post that I am taking milk, and if I post that I am seriously on booze,
then you're judged in a certain way.
You're judged. It's not what we want, because everybody has their own way of living their life. But then if you choose to be a leader, it's purely a sacrifice.
You placed yourself on a certain pedestal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Now in Mount Kenya, well, just like in many other parts of the country, we are seeing some very interesting political developments.
Yes.
Particularly in the politics of Mount Kenya. We had your Secretary General of the party, Jeremiah Kioni, here, and he was saying, you know what, Mount Kenya is what is going to bring down this Kenya Kwanza government because of the expectation versus what they see as delivery.
Exactly.
But also within Kenya Kwanza, we are seeing a lot of conversations around the leadership of the party. There are those who are already coming out to say we want to challenge the position of deputy party leader. The incumbent is not serving this region, and we want. What's happening in Mount Kenya? People you're impatient.
We're not impatient. You know what happened? We were brought to a certain pedestal through lies. We were told, first of all, your kings and queens are bad people. Okay? This narrative that is currently going on, that is attacking, that seems to be attacking the other ones. It's not even us, guys.
Yep.
It is the in-house. They're attacking their own
king.
Okay? The Mount Kenya king. It is them. So they started this attack game during the Jubilee government. So if you use this staircase to get upstairs, my friend, you must use it to come down. Okay? You said Uhuru, who's my party leader, is a dynasty, is a bad man, what, and you worked on fighting him for 10 years while you're within government. Then now you're in government, and the only other person within Mount Kenya who is supposed to be the senior most, you have started again for the next 10 years fighting him. Okay? Why my SG said that Mount Kenya will be the one bringing down this government is because the things we were told within Mount Kenya are not realistic. The most unrealistic things, the most shameful to imagine that my own mama mboga in the market can believe that. You could listen to these people because we're on the ground, we're doing campaigns at the same time, and you could listen to the things they've been told, and you're like, oh my God, I need to bring a university here. I need to bring people to train people. I need to do something. You feel terrible.
For example,
we will take all these things that these people are working for, all these taxes that they have put up, all these dollars that they have taken to all heights, all these coffee prices, and bring them down. We will bring money and put it in your pocket. Who has money in your pocket right now? Even I don't have money in my pocket.
It's coming.
Is it?
Patience.
Where? The dollar is going up. Our economic status... Mount Kenya people were lied to. Mount Kenya people are not lied to because they write it down in their hearts. Now they're box checking. This has not been done. This has not been done. This has not been done. And Mount Kenya people are very impatient because they run the economy
of Mount Kenya,
of the country.
Okay.
Largely of the country. Because we're the people around here. We are the ones who have the opportunity to live within Nairobi, work within Nairobi, work within the industries, the manufacturing industries. Now tell me, if it's not a Mount Kenya person in the factory, whoever is there is a tenant of the Mount Kenya person.
So is there really proper disquiet within Mount Kenya region?
Yes.
Politically?
Yes.
Is it justified impatience? Because you could say that the same impatience that they exhibited towards your party leader, the former president, could be the same thing that they're exhibiting now. Was it justified then, the kind of criticism that they labeled on Uhuru and his administration?
The Uhuru and
they said, coffee prices.
Yeah.
They said, look at our tea. Look at our milk. Look at our infrastructure. Look at our businesses, the way they are suffering. It is all because Uhuru has failed to deliver to the people. And the people moved with that sway and said, yeah, he has not delivered. If it was unfair then, can you say it's unfair now to move that same blame and bring it to these other guys?
During the Uhuru administration, and especially the first term, people were not impatient. People were waiting. People were patient. They were waiting to see what will happen. This Uhuru administration, which President Ruto was part of, people were very patient. In fact, there was no outcry during the first term. Now this child has not even started walking, and there's outcry. Because Uhuru did not promise the things that have been promised now. He just said, you know what, we are doing badly, we will try and pick up. This guy came and said, let me tell you, from day one, you will be baptized and born again.
And the people of Mount Kenya believed him because from what we see, they gave him an overwhelming vote.
Precisely.
There was a shift in the atmosphere.
Yes.
So what happened at that point for everybody to shift in that direction, if it was so, as you say now, incredible?
You know.
Unable to believe it.
Yeah, you know, this is somebody who's in marriage with Uhuru. They're in the same government. So you and I are in the same government, right? Then you come and tell me that I'm in this government and I see how things are going bad. And I want to promise you that I will fix it. Yet you have no idea of how to do it. What would make me not believe you? And especially if it's towards the end of the term. Yeah? What would make me not believe you?
Because what, people were desperate? Look, let's make some connections here. Because there are things that we can say on podiums and whatever, and we can sound sensationalist, right? So let's look at it from the end, where folks said that people in Mount Kenya were dissatisfied with the status quo, that they were not happy because there was inadequate development in the area, and then more so because the president of the country comes from this area, they expected to see so many things having developed over time. So somebody comes in and gives you a promise and says, okay, well, we're going to make it better. But when people go on the ground, what do they tell us? Actually, these areas are developed. There are roads. People have avenues for their business. So I think we're at pains to understand exactly what the issue is, because in a very short time it would appear as though then the mind has changed, and so one would ask, what is this fickle nature of this region, whereby one time you're dissatisfied, somebody in a flash can change your mind, and then when you wake up to whatever reality, then you can come out and say, actually no, this is not what we wanted. So what do you want?
So what happened during Uhuru's administration? There came a time there was a divide. Uhuru had decided, I'm not going to make anybody happy. I'm going to work. And by the time he was leaving, he had done so much in Mount Kenya. So much. If you look at the campaigns of 2022, and before that, the campaign was Hatukulangi Barabara. Okay?
Yep.
It's not that the road is not there. Fine, you have brought it, but we don't Hatukulangi Barabara. Okay? A dam has been made in Githunguri or Gatondo or wherever it is. And then people say, yeah, you've built this dam to take water to your home. A whole dam. Okay? So it's not like these things were not done. People are going to the ground, they tell you, yeah, there is connect from one place to another. Coffee is being able to, factories, and like now, are licensed again. They can continue doing business. Things are going on the ground. But people got into a notion, you're doing all this to plug yourself. And the campaign was not that you have not done. The campaign was, you're doing this for your own benefit.
Was there evidence to support that notion? Because, there is always an opposing narrative to this. One is that the voting public is very gullible and that they can easily be swayed. And there's others that, no, the voting public is actually very smart and they do understand. Now, when people believe such a narrative, the question has to be asked, what is it about that narrative that made it possible for people to believe? You talk about Mama Boga. No. Even people who went to that university you mentioned, and people who are considered to be well-versed in matters, people who are swayed. So the question is, what?
Why did they believe all those things?
Yes, why?
Why did they connect with that narrative?
And you see, the contradictory narrative also is that the mountain people are practical people.
They're very practical.
Yeah, so what you're saying now, they were being promised things which a practical person will look at and say, Yeah, so
you're saying Mount Kenya people are practical people.
Yes, it is said they're practical people. What happened?
Now they've gone impatient. Are they still practical?
That's what I'm seeking to understand.
Are they still practical?
That's what I'm seeking to understand.
Because there was the fact of Atukulangi Barabara, whatever projects you're doing. One time I went to Gatondo Hospital, which is now under KU Hospital. And they said that this hospital is being finished faster because it is within Gatondo where Uhuru comes from. I said, when will you ever step into this hospital? It was given to KU for better management, And he asked, when we, let me ask you. Mount Kenya people are very practical. I agree with you. Now they are impatient because the things they were told, whether they made sense or not, now they don't make sense.
Why did they believe all this?
It was a way.
But they are not the only ones who believed it, just so that we understand.
By the way, there was also the matter of dynasties. Okay. There was the issue of dynasties.
How has that one worked out?
Well, it is the same Kenya Kwanza government. If you go to Muranga, he has picked all those dynasties and made them his advisors. The governor, right? All those dynasties. Okay? Why didn't he pick Mama Mboga and make them advisory of development and finance in Muranga County? How come?
See, I'm asking, and I think what we are seeking to understand here is there was a narrative that was pushed in the lead up to 2022 August. Okay? And a majority of the people in Kiambu, in Muranga, in Nyeri, and the other Mount Kenya counties identified with that narrative.
Yeah.
That means that there must have been something that they were unhappy about. Okay? So when you come and you're told, you know what, there's a problem with our coffee prices, you identify with it because there is a problem with...
Which have gone worse.
Coffee prices. At that point, if there's a problem with tea, you identify with it because it's true you are having issues with tea. If it's about trade and trading, like you've said, Mount Kenya people are big traders. They were identifying with it because there was an issue then. With the tea sector. And then somebody comes and says, I am going to work towards resolving these issues. And they believed and they voted. Barely a year, they're asking,
what happened to these promises?
Where is the answer? Where are the promises that you promised? And that's why I'm asking, so has anything changed? It appears that it's the same. It's that same disquiet that was there then is the same disquiet that is
Only
there
gone
now.
worse. It's only gone worse. It's gotten worse. I mean, things were being managed. Things were trying to be improved. It's only gone worse. Because the current administration doesn't have an idea of what is happening. Yeah. They said they do, but they don't.
So there's already a verdict that's been passed. So we thought you'd do it. We are seeing that you're not able to do it.
We are seeing that you're not aware. And we're seeing that you can't. And now, instead of fighting for these things to happen, even the Mount Kenya legislators who are in parliament, who are supposed to get there and put the crap down and say, listen, our people, our factories have been delicensed. They're busy fighting about who is the kingpin. Why aren't they fighting about our coffee? Why aren't they fighting about the finance bill? When it's time for finance bill, they're all quiet. When we want to talk about education in Kiambu, in Mount Kenya, in the nation, they're all quiet. How come it is only Western, those regions, it's only those legislators that are talking about the facts? And by the way, unfortunately, when they speak, the volume is low. But when these ones of ours who are just whatever they are, I don't want you guys getting sued. When it is them talking about rubbish, it's high volume.
Let's take a break. Have some water. Some Keringet water is coming your way. Ednah, please bring some Keringet water for Damaris Waiganja. She's a woman leader in Jubilee Party. She is, according to her, the way she's introduced herself, she is the standing member of parliament for Kiambu constituency. Kiamba constituency in Kiambu. Yes. Kiamba has a sitting MP.
Yes.
She is the standing MP.
Precisely.
Okay. She was in that contest in 2022.
Yes.
And she's here. We're talking about politics of Mount Kenya, what's happening in Mount Kenya, and where is it headed. We'll be back shortly as we remind you about EcoBank. It's a Pan-African bank. You know about EcoBank.
Yes,
Damaris,
I do.
Right?
I do.
And you know about the Africa Cup of Nations that's going on right now.
Yes, but please, don't go deep into that story.
No. We'll not go deep into football. We'll go deep into banking. Tell her why.
So think about a Pan-African bank where you could be in Kenya today, Abidjan tomorrow, and transactions are, going swiftly, seamlessly, no problem. Bringing countries together, bringing experiences together, bringing people together. A better way to do business, a better Africa, a better bank. Is also putting their weight again around the AFCON, where countries are coming together to see who, would do the best in over 35 different countries on the continent and in other countries around the world. EcoBank is saying we can be better as Africa, we can be better in banking, a better Africa, a better bank, a better you.
Nice.
This is the Situation Room. The only way to start your day.
Step up and shine. It's that time of the year to win big with Kiwi. Stand a chance to win school fees worth 35,000 Kenya shillings weekly and instant airtime or data. Here is what you simply need to do. Visit your nearest store, buy any participating Kiwi tin with a fabulous new design nationwide. Dial *459*5#, enter the unique code you'll find under the lid, and you could be the next winner. Kiwi, your trusted partner to protect, shine, and waterproof your shoes. Terms and conditions apply.
Across Africa, a new era has begun. Shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
When you are born from African soil, you are born rich in who you are, with a natural richness from from Mother Nature herself. Just like our still mineral water, which is naturally filtered through Kenyan lands and made rich by a perfect blend of nature's minerals, giving you premium still mineral water made by the same African soil that made you. Keringet. Own your richness. Keringet, a product of the Coca-Cola Company.
Oh, finally! It's my Standard Courier delivery.
At Standard Courier, we know that your time is valuable. That's why we guarantee swift and efficient deliveries to your doorstep every time. Give us a call on
The weather with SpiceFM.
Looking at sunny conditions in Nairobi this morning at 15, highs of 25, and we'll see highs of 27. In a sunny Nakuru at 14, it's 13 and sunny in Nyeri with highs of 27, and we'll see highs of 25 in a sunny Eldoret at 12. Looking into Mombasa this morning, sunny at 25 and sunny at 26 in Malindi. Kisumu sunny at 20 and sunny conditions at 18 in Kakamega. Kampala is sunny after a day of rain, highs of 28, and we'll see highs of 30 in a mostly cloudy Dar es Salaam. Johannesburg at 15 is sunny, and see Mogadishu mostly sunny at 26, with Addis Ababa 12 and sunny. Clear conditions at 26 in Lagos and mostly clear at 24 in Kinshasa.
Spice up your life.
All right, into traffic hour now. We're looking at quite some of it. Hold-ups kind of in many different places where you look at it today. Coming in from Garden City, that junction, and you go all the way through to the Pangani underpass, traffic is bumper to bumper. Service lanes are helping out, but you're going to get to the Pangani tunnel if you're heading in that direction, and it'll slow down significantly getting into the CBD. It's busy on Limuru Road, then coming and touching on Wangari Maathai, and then going out towards Westlands. So watch out for that. Also through to the CBD. All right. Also coming off of Langata Road, there's some traffic coming past Uhuru Gardens out towards Wilson Airport, slowing down quite some. Some of it will go towards Raila Odinga. The rest of it is heading out towards Uhuru Highway. So we're looking at spots of traffic here and there in traffic hour this morning. Talk to us on SpiceFM KE on X.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
What's happening in Mount Kenya? So during the campaigns, President Uhuru had even gone to Mount Kenya and said, Adwaito.
Why?
Now, those in Jubilee are sitting back saying, no. But then those in UDA and Kenya Kwanza and in leadership are saying, all right, so a lot is happening. We are delivering. We are working to deliver the promise. Mm-hmm. The deputy president has taken up the issue of coffee. They shook the coffee sheriff fund. There's some movement happening there on all those issues. But then there's still disquiet among leaders. Those in Murang'a are saying Nyeri has had a president, a deputy president now. Kiambu has had two presidents. Murang'a Pia is turn to eat. The next one.
They're not people.
Murang'a, we are not people. And now the Jubilee people, including Damaris Waiganjo, who's a woman leader in Jubilee, and the standing MP from Kiambaa, is saying, it's like you're sitting on the sidelines.
And clapping.
Saying, mnaona.
You see?
But what is this? What's going on?
You know?
What did you expect in all reality?
Personally?
No. When you are talking to people, when promises were being made, you were campaigning, they were campaigning. And Tuliwa One comes in when campaigns were going and you're saying, guys, well, it's not what it seems to be. But what is this thing that when you talk to people, what did they actually expect they would see?
They thought schools would be free. They thought high school would be free. Now they are paying. They thought bursaries, which is another scam. They've been told, I'll pay for you 3,000. You pay 2,000. Then those people are busy there thinking it's free. Then at the expense of the borders, Okay? Because borders are now not being given, like where I come from, borders are not being given bursary. By the way, borders are usually the students that have attained higher scores. So they've been called to schools even within
county and extra
the
county,
extra county, national, like that. So those ones are now not considered. At the expense of the day schools being paid for 3,000, not even fully paid. So it's a whole PR game. They thought money would come to their doorsteps. They thought they would get their produce from the farms at almost zero cost. Very unrealistic things. We told them during campaigns, listen, whatever you want to do it with an outfit you can be able to speak up for yourself. The reason why your MPs cannot talk, your MPs can do nothing is because they're in somebody's house. Can I come to your house and even if you're not home, your child will tell me that is daddy's chair. Okay?
It's known.
If I come to your house, not even your wife or your husband, your house help will tell me unaweza tolea viatu hapo because it is your house. Okay? If I come to your house, there is a cup for visitors. And there is a cup ya wenyeji. Sasa watu wa Mount Kenya wameenda kwa wenyewe, wanataka kukalia kiti ya baba yao.
Kwa wenyewe aje?
Kwa wenyewe.
What do you mean kwa wenyewe?
Because our MPs are in an outfit that they cannot speak.
Why? They formed it.
But we hear them speaking all the time.
Let me ask you, which Mount Kenya MP formed UDA? Which one? None.
What do you mean?
They did not form. They found a vehicle that had been branded, that was ready to go.
But still made the choice to go with it.
That's correct. But hey, they did not bring the votes. They found votes there.
Where?
At the party.
Okay.
Their first meeting at State House with the sitting president, they were told in black and white, I gave you votes. Usually it is the people, it is those legislators that bring the president votes.
Okay, what are you saying?
I am saying...
Let me, if I can, from my understanding of what you're saying now,
yes.
These are individuals who, in their own political capacity, went to the ground and they asked for votes from people at constituency. Vote for me, I carry this. At the vote, people voted for them. Or are you saying that there was something else that was done and they came and they found that they were in those positions by some act of magic?
Remember, first of all, what happened in Mount Kenya? The party leader was campaigning during his tenure as deputy president.
Okay.
He made a base, he created a narrative, he swiped the hearts of people on the ground.
Okay.
Then he came and said, I've removed this beautiful red outfit and I'm wearing this yellow outfit.
Okay.
He created a brand that was so strong for Mount Kenya that even a chicken could go and sit on that seat and still get voted in.
Did the leaders in Mount Kenya not contribute to that?
They went...
Those that are elected now under UDA, did they not contribute to popularizing this brand new party that was now being
by the time they were getting there, to be very, very honest, by the time every other MP, there were only very few people in UDA. Very few. If you look at the governor of Kirinyaga, she was not in UDA. She came in. It was Ngereshi who was there from inception. They're the people who made this party. Okay? Please note that every other legislator that is elected in Mount Kenya, almost 70% was a sitting MP with Jubilee.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they were not part of making UDA. They came and found a bus that has been made, wave behind it, and that's why they were being told shamelessly by the party leader that I gave you votes. You did not give me votes.
So we have leaders who are sitting there who cannot think for themselves.
Oh my God.
They cannot think for themselves. They're representing people.
That is what they're doing because...
The question is, are they representing
Are they?
people?
They're meant to be representing
They're meant to be
people.
representing
But you're saying
people.
that they cannot think for themselves.
They can't.
They just got on a vehicle that was already there and were just
precisely
going somewhere.
And that is why a finance bill, such as what is currently going on, was tabled. And nobody spoke. Nobody spoke.
Because they were spineless.
That is why Fuel is shooting. Now, first of all, this fuel trick, it was meant to shoot to 220 and then brought to 212. So do you think it has come down? My friend, it is still above 180. It was just a gimmick to go up and then come down kidogo, but the target was 200 bob and above.
Damaris, are you saying that the people voted for Ruto and anybody else in the ticket was a beneficiary?
They're just beneficiaries.
So it was Ruto that the people voted for?
First of all, those who voted for Ruto, because over half the country did not vote for Ruto.
Okay.
Remember the numbers in Azimio?
Okay.
Remember the numbers of the people who did not vote?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, no, we're just saying this.
Those who voted.
Vast majority of the people who participated in the election.
Yeah. No, I don't want to say vast majority that participated in the majority.
In Mount Kenya, voted for Ruto and not the MPs or the governor. The MPs and the governor were beneficiaries of a Ruto
governors, wave. MCAs, those were beneficiaries of our wave. But listen.
Is it any different from what happened in 2013 or 2017? I'm asking this because I remember former President Uhuru Kenyatta also standing somewhere in a meeting and saying many of these leaders who are now standing up in the podium who are going against what I'm advising that we do were elected on a wave that I brought.
But listen, they had the voice because they were within a party that is within their region. Those MPs could stand up and say, this is not right. You can't do this to us. Now they can't. Now they can't stand up and say, this is not right.
What will happen if they do?
Because
they can actually.
They can, but they won't. Because they don't have the capacity to do that.
You know, the thing that I find interesting about this politics, and I'm glad you mentioned it. You see, the politics of our country, people talk about regional kingpins. They're just a reality of our politics.
Yeah.
It's like our people need a party to galvanize around.
Yeah.
And it works better for them, so we think and so we say, if that party originated or the leader originates from the region, so the people around that region coalesce around that particular party. Yes. So I hear you to be saying that Jubilee was such a party for the mountain.
Yes.
And so when people abandoned Jubilee, then the voice that they had was also dimmed because that was their party.
Precisely.
Now the question we've been asking ourselves here, have they realized this?
People have realized. People are now saying, when I was campaigning, I was telling people I had taken Baba to Bondo. And when we got to Bondo, the people of Bondo were talking about ODM, not even about Azimio. Because it is first my outfit, and then this marriage we've come to. In Mount Kenya, it is the opposite. I told people, you people, let us go with an outfit where we'll speak up for ourselves. Whatever you decide to do later, fine.
But we've got our own outfit.
Who are the people talking now in Parliament?
Okay. So you have, I see two issues here at this point from what you've been saying. There's the whole general Mount Kenya issue where members of Parliament and other leaders who've been elected seem to not be, dancing to a particular tune. But then within the party, obviously, there seems to be, quite a lot of dissonance. There are those who call one SG, there are those who call him not, there are those who call party leader one, those who call, so within the party there seems to be a lot of confusion. And usually a political party will be the guide or the steering mechanism for politics in a certain area. So what then is the party doing to streamline some of these issues that you talk about in the region politically, if the party itself, at its leadership point, can't seem to get its ducks in a row?
Okay, first of all, Jubilee Party is the same old Jubilee Party that was there in 2017. The party leader is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Okay? Anybody besides that, those are busybodies who are ready to auction what is left of us. Because listen, You can't be saying that you want to help or liberalize the people of Mount Kenya, shamelessly come and pick a party that has been created by people. If you're strong enough, if you have the willpower, and if you're very, very correct, you can register a party today and whip everybody, carry everybody in Mount Kenya and tell them, you know what? Uhuru did us wrong. Let us get into this party. Let's move. Why are you trying to fit into my clothes? Why? These are just greedy people. There is no two Jubilee parties. There's only one Jubilee party.
Okay.
Some very ungrateful people have decided we're too lazy, we can't come up with our own.
So we'll take
Let us steal this one, which is impossible, and go show off with it. If you are man enough, woman enough, strong enough, influential enough, and so correct, go register a party. Let's see the movement move with you. Because it's a name, it's a certificate, right? Right? Register one. Go and do what is correct.
And make it popular on the ground.
Make it popular on the ground.
There are very many political parties that
so many. I saw yesterday one was registered.
Whose leaders are from Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Many that were registered and whose leaders are from Mount Kenya. But I'm still seeing leaders from Mount Kenya raising issues. On page 6 of the Standard today, a full-page story, UDA troubles deepen as Mount Kenya leaders read from different scripts. It quotes the senator for Nyeri County, who was elected on a UDA ticket, Wahome Wamatinga. He says he's convinced that it was a major political miscalculation for the region to join the ruling coalition, saying they are paying the price by lacking a voice to bargain for Mount Kenya region. We need to go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves serious questions about our political future. We may not complain about the appointment of our people in government, but we must probe the strength of these appointments. Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga also crying foul, saying in the budget, Nyeri did not receive a coin for development despite voting overwhelmingly for Kenya Kwanza. He is supporting calls for a regional party, which they could use to remind their fair share in the coalition. Another factor they say is, for example, going into the election, the Secretary General of UDA was Veronica Maina. Okay. Of course, now what you're saying is she's from Mount Kenya.
Yeah.
And then that position is taken and given to Western Cleophas Malala. So Mount Kenya people now are feeling
after we gave all the votes. After we gave all those votes, now they are crying within.
My question directly to you, Damaris, what is it about Mount Kenya? Is it entitlement? Is it impatience? What is it? The party is a national party.
Listen.
Why must you
Kenya
feel
people,
that you know you are in the leadership? The
people,
deputy leader of UDA is
which one? Which deputy? That guy is a flower girl there. What are you talking about? How can people be run around here in Kenya? Coffee being done for what? And then you say what? What are you saying? Even that Cleophas guy has more say than him.
You seem a bit upset about that.
Yeah, because it's upsetting. How can Mount Kenya give so many votes, either by they voted or they were stolen for? Give this ruling party so many votes by virtue of voting or being thugged for? Okay? My friend, you scratch mine, I scratch yours.
You know, I'm glad you...
And that is why they are so interested in making sure if Mount Kenya people now have woken up, they're being called impatient. They are being called, I don't know what. Now, what the next strategy is to divide them. Take the Nyoro, fight Gachagua. Take Gachagua, fight everybody else who was vying, whether in UDA or in ODM or in Jubilee, whatever. Just make sure Mount Kenya will never be the same. That Merus will say they are not Kikuyus. And Kikuyus will say they are not people from Nyeri at Mbevuka Pale Sagana. That is the agenda. That is why you see Kahiga, the senator, Akina Wamoshomba, all those people are saying, you people, Allah, they're only the few, the rest are saying these things. But they call us behind doors there. It's just that they've not gotten a voice to say it loudly. They are suffering.
Hence the question I asked. Are you people entitled? Do you walk around with a sense of entitlement? That because we
the
brought the
mountain after
boats,
all.
they're from the mountain, so therefore we should always be called to the table, so therefore we should be owning 60% of the shares because we brought this. So that
We don't even want 60% of the shares. We're just saying, please stop overtaxing us. Even our employees are not from Mount Kenya. Even some people who have employed us are not from Mount Kenya. When you overtax us, it is us who are laid off. Okay? There is no fuel that is paid by Mount Kenya people and paid by Bungoma people. Or paid by even Bomet people. Fuel is the same across the country. We're just saying, as much as you're doing these things, we are speaking up for the rest of the country. It's just that we are the blabbermouths. It's just that we are the loud ones. But when we demand for these things to come down, we are demanding for the whole country, because you can't bring fuel down in Thika or in Ruaka or Moshada. That's why fuel is down, but in the other, no.
it is down in Juja. What all?
Wapi? Mafuta kupika bwana.
Go on.
We're just saying the truth of the matter is
Has the mountain accepted that they were duped?
Of course.
Or that's what or that's I don't is it that you've accepted, or that's what's now causing this irritation? That you realize that maybe
it was a hoax.
Okay, so according to you it was a hoax, and that is the pain point.
The pain point is we thought we were suffering. We thought the economy for business people was going bad. We thought that coffee was not being traded according to how we wanted.
Yep.
Now,
genuine
we realize we dug a deeper pit. You came and told us that all these things that we are going through will be improved. Okay? By the way...
And none of them have been improved?
Nothing. In Kiambaa alone, I have 16,000 diaspora people living in Kiambaa. Most of them were born there. Luyas, Luos, and Kisis. A few Kambas. Okay? Most of them were born there because their parents came and worked there. The factories that have been closed in this Kiambu County, who do they affect?
The workers.
And who are the workers?
Part of the 16,000
the residents.
Largely part of the 16,000. Okay? When this guy goes to work, who does he pay rent? Who are the landowners?
See, the people of Kiambaa.
Okay? So if this guy is fired, he packs his things and he says he's going to Bungoma. Who loses?
Both.
We both lose.
Yes.
Because he has left him, his wife, and his 3 children. Okay? He can't pay school fees. He's not given bursary because he's not from there. Okay? Because his ID reads Bungoma. Only his children's birth certificate say they were born in Kiambu. Okay? Who misses out? Will I build a house and live in it?
And you already have a house.
And I already have a house. I could be ahead of this person because I own land. I can build a house for this person to live. The things we were promised are not even near being delivered. They're not even close. In fact, it is getting worse by the day. The dollar is supposed to be 176 or 179. It is 200 what now?
The dollar is 160. The 170 you mentioned is well, but it's heading towards 200.
It's headed to 200.
It is at 160.
Yeah, but it's heading to 200. I am in agreement with you.
But hey, what is happening? This fuel story, it's only in Kenya. Kwani Uganda na Tanzania walichimba mafuta yao? Like we were told to chimbe yetu. Kwani them they're getting fuel from where?
So now, as a leader from this region, in 30 seconds, what are you saying?
I'm saying that this leadership, this government is a scam. We were duped, and we are yet to understand what Uhuru meant by saying, "Woi adwetu." These bodies who are busy trying to steal Jubilee to auction it to the same people who are duping us. Shame on you.
Okay. Damaris, thank you for joining us. Damaris Waiganjo is a woman leader from Mount Kenya region from Kiambaa. She's a woman leader in Jubilee. She vied in the 2022 election for Kiambaa constituency, so she says she is the standing member, working alongside the sitting member of parliament. Keep it here for more conversations. In the next hour, we have our Justice Thursday conversation. Good morning, it's 8 a.m.
Spice up your life.
The news at the top of the hour on Vibes Radio.
Good morning, this is Newswire. I'm Dennis Aseto. Over 1,000 cases of conjunctivitis, also known as the red eye infection, have been recorded in Mombasa County, prompting the county health department to issue an alert to area residents. The infection caused by viruses, bacteria, allergens or irritants can affect one's eye or both and has the following symptoms: eye pain, swelling, itchiness, redness and eye discharge. Mombasa County Health Officer Abdallah Deleno has since raised concerns about the potential for an increase in the number of cases.
Yes, we have an eye outbreak, which is a viral in nature, caused by a virus subtype adenovirus, which is a common infection diseases, which is viral in nature, that has affected a lot of our young kids and others, and the numbers are significant.
He, however, urges Kenyans to exercise good hygiene behavior.
You are just supposed to use normal eye drops or boric acid, which is perfect and it will just clear. But in case somebody feels like the eye is sticky and it's having some discharges, then he needs to go to a clinic nearby. We've already started school health programs where all our PHOs are in the facility, in the schools, and sensitize the communities around.
Here are some Kenyans from Mombasa on the view of the same.
Kitu inaenda kwa spidi moja mbaya sana. Ukisikia imesiga mtu moja hapa, tena kesho imesiga mtu mwingine mahali nyingine. Kwa hivyo hatujui ikiingia mashule, ikiingia makanisa, ikiingia bali watu wanakaa masoko huku, itakuwa vipi?
Inastahili kuwe kuna sehemu ambazo zimewekwa mahususi kwa watu, aidha kunawa mikono ama watu wawe pia wanajikinga kusalimiana kwa mikono. Lakini tunaona mambo yanaendelea kawaida.
Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria now says that the National Youth Services aim to recruit 15,000 servicemen in February and will involve enlisting individuals solely on their qualifications, devoid of any favoritism or corruption. In a statement on X, Kuria announced that successful candidates will subsequently be posted in a public portal 1 hour after the exercise concludes. Early Wednesday, the CS announced that the nationwide recruitment exercise will take place between February 5th and 9th, 2024 in all sub-counties across Kenya. Those interested must meet several requirements, among them a minimum of D plane and above in the KCSE exams. Applicants must fulfill various criteria, including being a Kenyan citizen and residing in the relevant sub-county of application. Now, the Central Organization of Trade Union Secretary General Francis Atwoli has called out the government over what it terms as irresponsible borrowing, saying it is plunging the country into a dead hole.
We must also ask our economists in the government, those in Treasury and Central Bank of Kenya, to appropriately advise the government that over-borrowing is dangerous. When people are highly taxed, people resort to applying black market system. Like now, for example, pay bills are no longer working in Kenya. How is the government going to realize revenue for the purposes of running the same government? So government must review that area of taxation.
Atwoli challenged the government to seek alternative lenders and development partners, saying that the conditions set out in International Monetary Fund and World Bank loans are making life unbearable for Kenyans.
To put a stop on depreciation of a shilling, it doesn't reflect the actual economic activities on the ground. unless if they are answering to World Bank and IMF. And this will be dangerous to the Republic of Kenya. When a shilling goes down the way it is going, rates go up, everything is going to go up, and the general public will stand up against the government, and it will cause havoc, chaos in the country and confusion in the country, and we will not have a government.
He accused the Central Bank of Kenya of collaborating with the lenders to intentionally devalue the Kenyan shilling, further driving the cost of living to astronomical levels. This is Newswire. I'm Dennis Aseto. Good morning.
.5 Spice FM, Kisumu.
Okay, where are we? At a few minutes after 8 o'clock, traffic still continues in the city. For the most part of clog-ups, we're looking at this is still on the thicker superhighway. Traffic is moving along slowly. We're also looking at traffic then coming in on Langata Road out towards Wilson, and then some of that will spill over to Railo Dingo, with folks running away from what's going on Aerodrome and heading out at Langata Road through towards the Nyayo Stadium roundabout. So there's still movement. It's moving, but they'll see some parts where it's at a standstill, like on Kiambu Road and on Limuru Road, and then parts of Wayaki Way. So we're in traffic hours, so it's all to be expected. Keep an eye on things as we progress.
This is the Situation Room, the home of hard-hitting political commentary and penetrating insights about the state of the nation. This is a talk radio experience